Okay, this episode is for every mom who's been scrolling through Instagram and maybe seen a homeschool mom influencer who's setting up their picture perfect homeschool rooms. And maybe you've thought to yourself, wait, do I need to do all that? Because the answer is definitively no. You absolutely don't have to do all that to set up a really quality learning space for your homeschool. So before you stress yourself out, this is your reminder that you don't need a dedicated homeschool room, you don't need brand new furniture and hundreds of dollars worth of equipment, and you definitely don't need to copy someone else's blueprint to be an amazing homeschool parent. Let me share with you 3 simple shifts that you can make to set up a learning space that won't break the bank and will actually feel functional, comfortable, and authentic to your family. Let's dig in. Hi, I'm Elan Page. I'm a homeschool mom of 2, and I help families reimagine education in a way that gives your family freedom. So I think that when a lot of us first start homeschooling, we think that we need to create a dedicated schoolroom in our homes for our kids, almost like we're recreating a traditional classroom setup for our kids at home. And while there's nothing wrong with that, right? I do have to tell you that it's not really necessary. And on top of that, if you're just getting started in your homeschool journey, you may not even know yet what your kid's ideal learning environment might even look like. I'll give you an example. I worked with one mom who bought a desk for her daughter that's never even been used. Why? Because she learned that her daughter is a kinesthetic learner who absorbs information not by sitting still at a desk, but by constantly being in motion. She loves using her hands and walking and talking and moving while she's learning. So her mom replaced that desk with an exercise ball so that she can bounce around and absorb all the information while she's moving while learning. So this mom really shifted her daughter's learning environment to suit her needs, not the school setting full of classrooms and desks that she pulled her from. And so today I want to show you how you too can create a learning environment for your kids that supports their needs instead of forcing them to conform to these outdated ideas of what a good homeschool space should really look like. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, you want to keep it clean, comfortable, and clutter-free. Because trust me on this, less is really more. Too much stuff can get overwhelming fast because it starts to spill out of all the nooks and the crannies. And then your carefully curated stuff turns into clutter real quick because you have no idea where to store it all. So here's the deal. While you don't have to dedicate an entire room for homeschooling, you should absolutely dedicate at least a space. So even if that's just a corner of a room, a shelf, or even a rolling cart, a dedicated space gives your kids organization so that they know where all their things are. It also gives you guys efficiency so that you're not wasting time hunting for books and hunting for supplies. And it gives you comfort because they really are going to learn better when their environment feels familiar and not chaotic at all. So it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be big. It just needs to be intentional enough that your kids can settle in and get started without the chaos. Then you're going to want to determine what your kids actually need to get their work done. Things like pencils, paper, erasers, pencil sharpeners, or their computer or their tablet and some headphones. And then where are you going to put their textbooks? They're going to need those, right? And then what about art supplies like crayons, colored pencils, etc.? You'll want to determine everything that your kiddo might need, just the basics, and you want to give everything a home. So some of the things that I really rely heavily on to keep us organized are like those plastic office supply organizers for pencils and pens and things like that. And Dollar Tree actually has a lot of these kinds of items, especially during back to school season. So you'll want to check there. I also love a good rolling cart where my kids can keep their devices, their chargers, their paper, and their extra packs of supplies so that they're stored and they're out of the way. And I also try to label as much as I can so that the kids remember where items go. So that way, when it's time to clean up every day, they know exactly where to put everything. And listen, if you're tight on space, and I know that's the case in my home, you want to not just think about your floor space, you want to think about your vertical space too. So think about shelves that might go a little higher instead of big bulky bins that might take up more of that floor space. And then that's enough, right? So when you're first starting out, don't go too much further than this, just the basics, because what you'll find is that you'll need the flexibility to grow and to see what your kids actually need in their space. So it's not that you need just like a bunch of stuff, you just need what makes sense. And then after you keep it clean and comfortable, you're going to also want to keep it flexible. It's actually been my experience that some of our best learning happens outside of our designated homeschool space. So yes, a corner of our living room serves as our dedicated learning space. and it has their desk and it has my kids' chairs and their supplies and all their books. But when it comes to some of our best, most transformational learning moments, those often happen elsewhere because there's just something about a change of scenery that helps shift our energy and it helps sharpen our focus. So for my family, that might look like piling up together on this comfy couch here in my office makes our grammar lessons feel just a little bit less intimidating when we can get comfortable that way. Or sometimes it's reviewing history lessons in the car while we're on the way in between activities because it really turns into a discussion about actual events, not just memorizing dates and names. We can really talk about things together as a family. Or it might mean going to our local library and spreading out in one of the study rooms there because that really gives our math lessons a fun, collaborative, almost group project type of feel rather than just a solo assignment. And then some of my favorite moments are when we're able to settle into a cozy corner at a coffee shop because it gives a really calm, focused vibe that really helps my girls focus in while they're doing their writing exercises. So if you too want to take your homeschooling out and about, here are a few tools that will help you stay organized and flexible. So if you're at home, for example, and you're just changing rooms, or maybe you're heading outside to the backyard, then you can use that rolling cart that I talked about so that your supplies can stay organized, but then they're easy to move from room to room. Or if you're getting out and about, you can create a travel caddy that you can grab for library or coffee shop days and keep it stocked with your basics again, like your pencils, your paper, your sticky notes, headphones, and even chargers so that you're not scrambling or forgetting the essentials whenever you leave home. It stays stocked and ready to go. And then if you spend a good amount of time in the car, keep a travel caddy of school supplies there too. So I worked with a mom whose son has co-op once a week, and it's at least like an hour away from where they live. So on those days, schoolwork often gets done in the car, and having that travel caddy really comes in handy. And then if you want some of my recommendations for some more items that make on-the-go learning even easier, there are a few of my own products that I personally use and love. So for example, my tech sleeves for both mom and kids, I have one that says Homeschool Mom too. They keep your devices safe when you're hopping from the library to the park, to the coffee shop, wherever you might go. And then I've got my Homeschool Mom bag that just holds everything. Notebooks, snacks, water bottles, chargers, all the random things that my girls hand me throughout the day. It's a lifesaver on field trips and everyday schooling on the go, all of the things. And then I've got these really sturdy drawstring bags that my kids like to carry. They're lightweight and they're perfect for keeping all of their stuff in one place so that everything doesn't get lost while we're on the go. Then once you have your on the go supplies ready, I want you to do this fun idea. Take a week and explore different places with your kids. So maybe try a few different libraries, maybe try the park or a coffee shop or even the lobby of a museum. See where your kids light up and where they focus the best and where learning feels really natural and organic and unforced. Because once you build this flexible system that lets you school anywhere, learning becomes something that you do together as a family all the time and not just something that's relegated to one corner of your home. And that's truly where the freedom of homeschooling really starts to shine. Now, here's the last one. Yes, you want to keep it clean and comfortable. Yes, you want to keep it flexible, but you also want to keep it authentically you. Because of course, your homeschool should reflect your family, your culture, and your kids. So your kids should see themselves in their environment. And there are lots of fun ways to do this, no matter what your homeschool space looks like. So again, for my family, even though we have a small space, it's just a part of our living room, we still have bookshelves filled with black and brown characters to ensure that my girls see themselves reflected. We have girl empowering messaging all over the place to support their identity as young girls. We have artwork and posters that reflect our proud heritage and culture as Black Americans. And we also have scriptures that affirm our faith. But that's our home, right? What might this look like in your home? Maybe it's images of kids who wear glasses or use wheelchairs or navigate the world a little bit differently. Or maybe it's proudly displaying your kids' artwork on the walls or even in picture frames. And don't be afraid to have affirmations that support the mindset that you're building as a homeschool family. So one of our fellow co-op moms just loves the quote that I have on some of my homeschool merch that says, "The world is our classroom," because she says that's absolutely the mantra in her home too. And these kinds of personalized touches can be so inexpensive. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of expensive stuff because your kids don't really need this Pinterest perfect classroom. They really just need an environment that instinctively says this is their space to learn and to fully be themselves. So the bottom line here is that homeschool is a lifestyle. It's not just a classroom set up in your house. So please release the pressure to make your kids' learning environment, whether it's at home or anywhere else, look like anybody else's, because it shouldn't. You don't need perfect. You don't need fancy. You don't need a traditional classroom, but you do need a space that's organized and functional for your family, that's flexible enough to follow your family's flow, whether that's to the next room or outside of your home. And you want a space that's personal enough to ensure that your kids see themselves reflected and celebrated in every possible way. Because homeschooling is about creating an environment where your kids are continuously learning in ways that are meaningful and long-lasting. And if you're feeling a little bit stuck in your homeschool journey, I want you to set up a free call with me because I'd love to chat with you about getting unstuck and moving forward with confidence. So I'll put that link in the description. So that's it for today. I want you to be sure to subscribe and to keep tuning in for continued support in your homeschool journey. And don't forget, learning never ever stops, and homeschool is a beautiful way to live that out. I'll see you in the next one.